Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel and welcome to another day of Woodgrain and Winter. I am using vintage photos again today, actually a vintage photo. This is of my mom and me when I was just a little tiny thing. And I just love this paper so much that I had to use the full sheet of it. Not cutting it up or anything like that, not going to alter it. I just love that plaid with the flowers. And so I thought I'm just going to use it as it is and do a bunch of layers behind my photo. Today's video is a little bit on the short side because it really didn't take me very long to make this layout, you guys. Really happy with how it came out as well. So I'm going to use this black frame just to emphasize more of the black. I really like that and I like the frame. I probably could have cut it in half diagonally so that or at least a portion of it out so I could use the other portion, but I didn't even bother. And then I'm going to tuck this red doily into the opposite side. I also like that black polka dot paper. I think that adds to the whole thing, so I'm going to use that. And then in order to bring a little bit more of the weight of the black over to the left-hand side of the photo, I'm tucking in a black label. Now, I knew I wanted to use this circular piece. I think it says Such a Sweet Memory or something like that. And I knew that was something that I wanted on this layout. It was kind of like the first thing I picked. And so just trying to find a place for that, I decided to go ahead and put that in the upper left, tuck a few of the holly and berry pieces that are from one of the laser cut elements. The laser cut elements out of either the Ultimate Scrapbook Page kit or the Embellishment Cluster kit, because I didn't purchase anything other than those two and then the paper. I didn't buy, I guess I did buy a package of ephemera, but I didn't buy the actual laser cut elements that come in a 6x12 sheet. I'm using the ones out of the other packages. So now I am just working on getting my wood grain on here because I didn't use any wood grain paper. I decided I was going to use some wood veneer instead, and I think that still counts. It might be a little bit of a cheat, but I'm going to go ahead and go with it. And I just went to some of my old wood veneer that I've had in my stash for quite some time. And I kind of dug through there to see what I wanted. And I really liked these funky hearts. They're not like the perfect hearts. And normally these are not the kind of hearts I am drawn to. I normally like the ones that are a little bit more perfect, but for whatever reason, in this case, I thought these worked really well. And so I'm going to try and get a couple of those on there. I end up with just one of those, and then I'm going to add a wood veneer piece for my title. But I did try to get more than one on there. Because they're almost all the same size, I just couldn't make it look right. It looked too matchy on either side, or I think I needed them in a variety of sizes. And the only other one that I have that's in this wonky shape is really big, and it just didn't fit either. So I'm going to go with one of those hearts, and then I'm going to go with a wooden title that says Hugs on it, which I think is perfect because that's exactly what's going on in this photo. And so I'm going to just keep it simple. I do like the little banner flags. Rather than using them as a banner, I'm having them stick out the side of the photo on the right there. And I am going to add another one to that because it looks a little lonely over there by itself. Now, I don't normally do bows like very often, but in this case, I thought the bow would work really well at the top of this circular piece, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that there. I am going to add a little bit of foam underneath the top of it just to give a little added support because I've got so many layers under my photograph that it's a little off kilter if I leave that chipboard circular piece at the top. I'm always afraid the top of it would get bonked and then it would pop off the photo. And I'm trying to put less adhesive on the photo and actually have the adhesive mostly on the rest of the paper because this is an original photo. I don't have a copy of it. And if you missed my video a few days ago, I did mention I did try to make copies of these, but they're so hard to reproduce because they've got a texture to them, and the texture picks up the light when you try to scan it or when you try to photograph it, and then it just does not reproduce very well. So I'm just going to take a chance and go with it like this and try and use try and not use too much adhesive or any adhesive on the actual photograph. So when I add that Merry Christmas, you'll notice I put the adhesive at the very bottom of the piece rather than actually on the piece that's touching the photograph. And I'm just going to hope for the best. You know, these were in old albums that were definitely not acid free and photo safe. So I'm hoping that whatever I do now is a step up from where they were and that they will survive because of that. Now I do add a couple of pieces of this holly over to the left hand side, and I know it's over the other pieces or over the photo or the holly that's printed on the background, but it definitely adds to it. It's just a different size, and when you see it in real life you can actually see the texture that there's added not dimension, but there's an added layer there. I'm going to ink up the whole outside with some Black Soot Distress ink. While I do that, don't forget to go and check out everybody else playing along with Woodgrain and Winter. There is a playlist link down below for you, so you can go and check that out really easily, and you can see all of the videos that have been released to date. I am posting on Sundays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for this series, and I believe MK is doing the same. So go and definitely give her a shout out also. I'm going to add a little bit of white media gloss spray from Dina Wakley, and I'm just sprinkling that over just to give it a final mixed media kind of look around the outside. And you'll notice I actually did cover my photo today. I don't always cover my photos because if they're printed on my selfie, it doesn't matter. But like I said, original photo, I definitely want to protect it. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. If you have questions and comments, leave those down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And if you enjoyed this video, hit the thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to consider subscribing as well. Thank you so much for your time and spending it with me today. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.